Boy, sometimes I be. Oh, D is right here. Hey, D. Did your husband put up a new video, D? Her husband, D Newman, her husband started a new YouTube channel. He likes to study hurricanes, floods. But some of his stuff is really cute though. It's interesting. It's really interesting.
Good, good.
His stuff
Oh,
is
hey,
really
D. Hey, Jaden.
interesting. Oh, Jaden's here.
Yep.
Jaden, did you have to
Yep.
subscribe again? Jaden be here, but a lot of times Jaden have to subscribe. She says it's 8:14 a.m. there. Okay, because since our time change, but I don't know, D might be different times from Heather.
Right. Could be.
I think, yeah, it is because D is where my son is. So, in that same part. So, it would be 8:14 a.m. for him there. So,
Right.
yeah.
I'm hoping to get back there next year. Hoping to get to
Oh, okay. Well,
Brisbane. I want to go to Brisbane next time.
okay. Well, as soon as my son send my
Hey, Heather.
Hey, Heather. We were just talking about coming to Australia. I told him as soon as my son sent a ticket. Jaden says it's 3:15 his time. Okay. Yeah.
See, I'm up in Detroit, so it's 4:15.
4:15. Heather, what time is it there where you're at? I got to see her partner's video, the insane asylum. That was it's like you could just feel it that you were there and those poor people suffered in that place.
Yeah. Heather,
See,
I'm gonna have to try, Heather. Maybe next time I come down there, I'm gonna spend some time and go see more of Australia.
If he can't listen, Heather, he ain't gonna want to come back when he go to Adelaide. He gonna have such a good time. I can only imagine. I know I probably want to go back over to my son's house. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to wait a couple of more minutes, and I have Warmstrong Adventures here today.
Hey!
I know. He's here. He's going to be talking about his cruise. So, okay, D says South Australia is 30 minutes behind Victoria because D stays in Victoria. That's where my son stays. And then Adelaide, 30 minutes. They're like that odd hour and a half. They're like a whole hour difference from us. Heather, I just realized that. So yeah. But anyway, we are here today. We're gonna learn a lot about Warmstrong.
Oh no.
And yes, and his name is even William.
Go by Bill.
I know. Okay, we gonna call him Bill. And that was really neat how he put that together. I thought that was smart. Warmstrong, how he put that together. And we're gonna learn a little bit more about him before his YouTube life, because I don't think any of us ever remember that we had a life before YouTube. So
there is no life before YouTube.
There is no life. Okay, we'll talk about that too. Okay. And we're going to talk about things that we've never seen, because he's done cruises before. I want to know how he got the cruise bug. When he was working, did he dream about going on cruises? We're going to talk about that. Because I know a lot of times when we're working, we're always, hey, Andre. And
hey, Andre.
Yeah, because we're always thinking about something we want to do when we leave that job. Especially if you worked a lot of years at the same job. I know you had to have some dreams. Right, and I just really want to know how, that cruise thing came along, right. Especially for a man, because a lot of times I know men love to travel, but a lot of time women have a hard time getting their husbands to travel with them. Okay. My husband don't like to travel. I don't know. He say he don't like getting on the plane. He don't want to go on a cruise. He don't want
I don't blame them.
Yeah, but I'm like that different person. It really does. Some women it doesn't bother me because if I want to go, I'm going. So
Hey,
everybody
Scratching
has,
Pete.
huh?
I said, hey, Scratching Pete.
Oh, hey, Pete. Yeah, help me out on that, because I get to talking. And again, welcome everybody. We got Warmstrong Adventures here. And if you have not been to his channel, please go. I don't know if Heather, do you see? I think Heather still got the wrench. Can you drop Warmstrong Adventures link, please? And anyone that's not subscribed to him, please go by his channel and you will.
Please.
And you will. I even love his intro music. It just perks me up. So we'll even talk about it a little bit, but how did you come by that music? Because it's really catching that tune, which is nice that it don't leave your head. Um, but we've got about 10 people in the house now. So I
Whoop,
mean,
whoop.
we can get started. They really wanted to come see you today. So Chad and people out there in the bushes, we gonna get started. And some people I know are even at work and they listen while they're at work. And I thank you so much. And a lot of people are even traveling in their cars and they'll even stop by and say, hey, I'm listening and I'm in your car. I know it was Nikki. She even stopped by early and said she'll be listening in her car as much as she can before she get to work. So let's see what we're going to talk about first.
Let's see.
What did you do? And you can tell us what you want to tell us before YouTube.
Well, I was retired. I was in law enforcement for a long time.
Okay.
I worked some years and retired from there, and then went part-time at Delta Airlines.
Oh, okay.
And retired from there. So
Mhm.
now I'm just trying to reap the benefits of my work.
Your work. Now, how long did you work at Delta?
10 years. I wound up
you
working. I was working both jobs at one time.
Oh, okay.
Traveling is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Now, when you were working, did you take any cruises?
I did whenever I got a chance. And whenever I got a chance, I would go take cruises. It was harder once I started working two jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't take as many because I started cruising back in 91, 92-ish.
Okay.
At the time I was married.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't go anyplace for our honeymoon, so we wound up the year after going on a 7-day cruise.
And where was that cruise? Was that the first cruise though?
That was the very first cruise, like in probably 91.
Okay.
And it went from in Florida, I'm not quite sure, I don't remember which port, to the Caribbean, the Southern Caribbean. And the first 3 days was the worst experience of my life. Really? I was seasick and I was like, oh, I can't stand this. Oh no.
That's what I was worried about.
And I wound up talking to somebody, one of the guest services people. They said, hey, try this Dramamine. I did that and it worked out. And it's like, oh man. But I really enjoyed it because you got to see, like, I think we stopped maybe at 4 ports, 4 different countries. And it's like being in a hotel room, but seeing different countries without having to repack or retravel. So it was I had the greatest time ever.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I started out.
Okay. Oh, wow. 7 days and you got sick and you continued on.
Oh,
I bet you that food was good though, wasn't it?
Food is good. Food, I'm not really that picky. I'm not, some people be a foodie and
I'm not as picky.
like that. But I enjoyed it. They had, buffets and restaurants and things like that. So you never got tired. You always had something to eat. They had a casino on board, or they had a nightclub, liquor. I mean, almost anything you wanted. And then the next morning you're waking up in some tropical port, heading to the beach.
Okay.
All I ever really wanted to do was, go to the beach, have a beer, and enjoy the water.
Yeah, nice and quiet. Especially after raising kids.
Well, it is. And when I first started, I didn't have any kids then.
Okay.
So
we
didn't have any kids. but it was always just so peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And you are around a lot of people, but
Mm-hmm.
you can get yourself away from the people and enjoy yourself.
Okay. Oh boy. And if anybody have a question in the chat, just put a couple of thumbs up by it, and then I'll be able to see that you're asking a question. And Trish the Natural, she just popped in.
Yeah, I see
Trish,
the Bud File popped in. Hey, Bud. Hey,
yeah,
the Bud
Bud
Files and
Files,
Trish.
everybody is coming in because we want to learn about this cruise thing. Because at the end, I want him to give us some hints that when we go on our first cruise, because I don't want to be lost. Okay, I know about that Dramarman now, in case I get seasick. Now, we're gonna get back to YouTube. You have children and
2 children, boy and a girl.
boy and a girl.
Best kids in the world.
Oh, I think people are so blessed when they have a boy and a girl, because I mean,
Right.
what else could you want, unless you just want more children, but
Grandkids.
yeah. Oh, but you got those too.
I got those too. I got a boy and a girl, grandkids. Yeah, man.
And she had a boy and a girl because your
Yes.
son don't have any yet, right?
None that we know of.
Uh,
No, he doesn't have any.
He gonna
He doesn't
get
have any.
you when you get over here, and he looks just like you. So I mean, he gonna get you. Now, after you retired, how long was it before you went on that first cruise? You know what I mean?
Never again. I probably the day I retired probably left out for a cruise or
Oh,
travel someplace.
okay.
As I said, I work for Delta, so I fly cheaply. We'll say
Still cheaply?
Yep, still cheaply.
Oh, okay.
I let you in on a little secret. To fly back from Australia would cost me $79. Right.
Okay, Heather's asking a question.
Oh.
Do you ever want to do the Budapest to Amsterdam cruise? I love to do that, but I need someone to win the lottery for me and buy my ticket.
Actually, I do. I always look at new cruises now. The cruises that I'm looking at now I want to do a river cruise down the Egyptian now. So that's the latest one. That and an Antarctica cruise. Okay. So that's those are my plans coming up. I hope we can do that. In between time, I'm going to go on still Caribbean cruises, but once you do the Caribbean islands, they all start kind of looking the same.
Yeah.
One of my favorite cruises. I hate cold weather. Living in Michigan, upper.
Oh.
Anyway, you would know that I hate cold weather, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
But me and my son went on a Alaskan cruise.
Oh.
It was one of the greatest cruises I've ever been on. Like the scenery behind me. This is not my picture, but
yeah,
imagine waking up to that in the morning.
I know.
And, I mean, it was just incredible.
So long as I'm inside and warm.
It wasn't bad. It was like in May. I mean, it got up to 60 degrees, 65 degrees. 60.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it wasn't bad during the daytime. At night, it got a little chilly, but it wasn't. It really wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm. This must be your daughter because she's saying you definitely. I know that has to be that daughter. She has some beautiful.
Oh no, I don't know her.
Hey, got some beautiful children. Oh my goodness, they are, honey. I don't even want to babysit, but when I saw them babies, I said I'll watch them for a couple of hours.
She does. She has 2 wonderful kids too, and man, we just got off a cruise. We got off
I know
because my daughter caught the cruise bug also.
Oh,
but she likes it, but she works as hard as I did back in the day. And, we're talking about doing a cruise in 2024. Like a family cruise again.
Okay. But do you think the next cruise will be longer? Because this one was about 4 days, the one you just took?
4. Yeah. November 21st, I'm going back on another cruise.
Okay. I know you are, but I'm saying when you
go family, it will be probably be about 4 or 5 day cruise.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was
Yeah, no. She's working, her husband's working, so it's harder for them to get away.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I'm trying to get her. I'm going to work with her and do a video as far as how to travel with kids, children.
That would be
I mean,
interesting.
she had to go. She had go through a lot. I mean, it was her youngest is about 7 months old.
Mm-hmm.
So going through TSA, and she's breastfeeding, so you have to get milk pumped and all this other stuff, and the strollers, and it was a whole lot. So we're supposed to be working together and doing a video
Oh,
on
that would
how
be
travel.
nice. Did she have to take a car seat or anything?
No, I don't believe they had a car seat.
Okay.
Not well, the stroller. Well, maybe Jennifer, did you have a car seat? I don't remember her using a car seat.
Yeah, because
She had, but they had a stroller, and
Mm.
they had little chairs like in the restaurant where you could sit the baby up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it went smoothly. I mean, she'd have to tell her own side of that story because I
Yeah.
didn't
But you
watch
know
it
what?
like she
That
did.
would be a great video because young parents would definitely, even if you do one where y'all have to go on a plane and stuff too. People.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole thing. The whole process would be should be explained because
Yeah.
she did research for a month or whatever, because there's certain things you couldn't take through security and certain things that you could. If a baby's under 2 years old, it could be a lap baby, and you don't have to pay for a ticket, and just all kind of things, and just how much work it is to have a stroller, and now you're on the beach, and strollers in the sand, and just what you had to go through, and how do you keep breast milk cold when you don't have a refrigerator? I mean, she went through a lot. She apparently she enjoyed it, but she went through a lot, and it would be a good video for her to make.
Yeah. Now y'all didn't have to get any passports or anything, did you?
You don't, if you travel on cruising from the United States, if it leaves from one port and comes back to the same port, you don't need a passport. Okay. However, if you go to Bahamas and let's say the ship broke down, the ship, whatever, you can't fly back without the passport. Mm-hmm. So I would suggest everybody that would get a passport.
Okay.
It probably costs $140, $150. Good for 10 years.
Yeah.
But if you go to another country, you can always fly back on the passport. But you can't fly back on a birth certificate. If you go on a cruise, all you need is ID, government ID, and a birth certificate, and you can cruise.
Okay. Now, say if you went on that cruise and y'all had your passports, would the kids need it too? The babies?
The same way, they can't fly without a passport.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So yeah, no, they would need a passport.
Oh boy, I'm telling you, when I went to Australia, I was prepared. It took me a year. I knew I knew all the ins and outs. So do you read a lot before you go about the different countries you're going to?
I really don't. I do a little bit, but I look at YouTube videos. I'm trying to find out like some of the excursions. I kind of like to get off the beaten path. I don't necessarily want to be like, at the airport, at the port, I want to get inside the whatever area I'm in. Like when I went to Australia in Sydney, I stayed down in the museum district, and which it was a lot of fun. All the locals. It was. I had a good time. Oh, I see. My daughter wrote. She did have a car seat. It was built into the stroller.
She said she had an amazing time, and it definitely was worth it. So I guess
with her car seat, I don't remember her ever taking it out and having the baby carrying around, or the husband carrying around the baby in the car seat. But, yeah.
Oh,
she made it. Her and her husband made it look easy.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all talk about the airplanes too, because a lot of people have not traveled at all, even on an airplane.
I know, and it gets expensive now, especially nowadays with the price of gas and airline tickets going up. And again, I've been blessed and able to do it. But again, it's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But again, I always say though, if you can, travel and see what other countries, other people, other nationality, see what it's like. And you get a different perspective on life when you go to a country and you can't speak the language. Well, when you come back to this country and you see somebody who can't speak the language, maybe you have a little empathy for them.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand what they're going through.
No, that's true. That's true.
So again, like I said, I've been blessed. I've been to Beijing, Madrid, Where else? A lot of different places. China. I mean, China. Yeah, China. That was Beijing. Amsterdam. Somebody said something about Amsterdam.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, I have a couple of channels I love and I watch, and they don't speak any English. But I can follow through and see how they have everything set up in their stories and stuff. And I love it. It's
Yes.
two of them that I follow religiously. um, okay, let's see. Somebody else said something. Trish says that's what I want to go on a Caribbean cruise. I hate cold weather too.
I know, cold weather.
I hate cold weather too, girl, and I'm a Floridian. And seemed like somebody else said something. Seemed like I seen a hand. Maybe it was just Trish. Oh, Heather. She said, "Same here, Warmstrong. I like to get away from the tourist area and explore the burbs and countryside."
Yeah, I mean, again, it's cheaper. The people are friendly. I mean, again, like I'm from a major city, so again, I understand about major cities and crime and things like that. So you don't let your guard down. But dealing with people, they go out of their way. People. Paris. I went to Paris, and people there always talk about how rude people, the French are. They were so friendly to me, helping me out. I try to learn a few of the phrases and lines, and they really seem to like that. People, whenever you go to a country and you learn a couple of their words, they really seem like you putting out an effort. Most Americans think that the world revolves around them.
We do.
I go to Brazil, and they're supposed to speak my language.
Yeah, we do, and just embrace that culture.
It's. I'm not too keen on as far as like drinking the water every place.
Oh yeah.
But no, I do like getting out and exploring.
Okay, because I had a friend and their family. It was a family vacation, and the husband went to just Mexico, drunk that water, and he ended up passing. Ooh. He got some kind of bug, and they said the part was they wasn't drinking the water, but the ice cubes.
Well, that's what my kids. We went on a cruise and went to Mexico, and it was like, well, get whatever you want in a can or a bottle, but don't get any ice. Well, why not? Well, because the ice is made out of their water. So, but again, things like that you don't think about, but you learn.
He ended up losing his life over there. They could never get that bug. He got sick, and the daughter got sick, but the daughter, I guess, because she was young enough to overcome it. Thank goodness. So, yeah, y'all be careful about them ice cubes too. But I would love to stay in village. Not, I'm talking about where they stay at instead of the hotels.
Yes.
I would love to be able to just embrace that culture. Yeah. And I think you would have to be a flexible person too to be able to stay in different places too, because everybody don't live the way you live.
Well, right. I mean, the customs that other places have, you do kind of. I read up on different customs.
Okay.
As far as what's acceptable, what's not acceptable.
Okay.
Some things. You go to China, you don't make jokes about Buddha. We see a Buddha and we go rub his belly and have a little joke. Or whatever. They don't find it too funny.
Okay.
Places down in the Caribbean, you can't wear camouflage because you can't look like you're in the army.
Okay.
So it's against the law.
Oh.
Marijuana here, it's like, okay, it's half the places in the United States is legal. It ain't like that everywhere.
You ain't gonna make it back.
You have to be smart.
Fight your family because you ain't coming home.
I see D wants to go to Easter Islands.
Yeah, what is Easter Island?
I would love something like that.
But what is it? Do you know what it is or no?
I don't know exactly, but they have all these ancient ruins there. They would have to explain it more, but it's like these old ancient ruins. It's kind of like Egypt, but it's like a group of islands, if I'm not mistaken, off in the Pacific. And I places like that, I would love to go visit.
Okay, yeah, you're making me get the bug now. Like, ooh, I want to go too.
If you stuck around me, and again, whatever I can, as far as traveling cheaply or whatever, I'll travel cheaply. I've on cruises, I've had suites and I've had like interior rooms, but I'm really not in a room that much, so I'll do an interior cabin. The only problem with the interior cabin is when like you'll wake up, you don't know what time it is because you can't see if it's daylight or night. So again, I mean, that's like the biggest problem for me. But most of the time you're outside doing something.
Okay. Trish says, of all the countries you have visited, if you had to take up residence in one, oh, that's a great question. Which country or city would you choose to live in? Woo.
That is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, we went to France, Paris, and we went there one time. She fell in love, and she started talking about she wanted to move there. What country? I love the Dominican Republic. I don't like Punta Cana. It's more of Puerto Plata, which is like to the north of the country. But I love the weather. I love the people are friendly. Prices are cheap. I mean, I really love there. I want to do the Philippines. I hear a lot of good things about the Philippines. To try it again, just someplace tropical, beach, beer and relaxation. So I would probably I would say Dominican, but Philippines or out that way. Unlike Hawaii, was very expensive. I couldn't live there. But if you go
I heard that.
Philippines, you're cheap. You live on pension. Some of us older people have pensions. You go out there, you can live a great life on your pension because the cost of living is so cheap.
I know. That would be nice. You got a regular little check coming in, but the only thing is, I say with older people, then you're so far away from family too. If you're older.
And that's the hardest part. Getting older, you worry about your family, the medical. I mean, you don't have the United States to me has some of the best healthcare around. So those are some of the things that you have to think about.
Yeah, and then too, when you get older, more medical needs and all that. And it's just like people that move to Florida, like from north, and then they're farther away from their kids, and then they get sick down here, and then they end up having to move back up north a lot of times. So
Dee is explaining the Easter Islands.
Yeah, she said Easter Island is a mystery.
Well, they have those statues, like big people, big heads, but nobody knows how they got there.
Oh.
And that's what she's talking about. It's a mystery.
Oh, it's amazing what they did in the past. It's just, the stuff they built stands forever.
That's why I look at those pyramids. And again, Cairo. I mean, again, I'm a little leery about the Middle East. That a lot of places don't like Americans. But again, I want to do the Nile River cruise and go through some of those ruins.
Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, and I want to back up to the panel too. If you have any questions, if somebody came in, just put a couple of thumbs up, then I'll know you have a question. I can kind of see it right away. Dee said they're 13 feet high.
Yeah.
Woo.
And just no clue how they got there.
I know, and how anything is built. You had nothing like the machinery now. So it just always amazed me. She said they're 14 tons to make them stand up.
A lot of manpower.
And a lot of people died underneath them things too.
Oh, I'm sure making them. I'm sure you've had some bad experiences.
But I'm going to back up to the Dominican Republic because I think we kind of skipped over. My ex-husband, his wife, in fact, that's where they moved at some years back, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. Because they used to visit it all the time, and then they learned the language too.
Right. So, they speak Spanish.
Yeah, and that's what they learned. They had been learning that for years. But again, why that area? Why Dominican Republic would you want? I know it's cheaper.
It's cheaper and beautiful, and it's you don't have the hustle bustle like you do here.
Yeah.
The people are friendly. You know, you go to a lot of these countries where, you know, they love tourists. They a lot of their income is based on their gross national product is based on tourist industry. So everybody is real friendly to you, and once you get to know them and you become a regular, they love you. And to me, it's just a great way of life. You know, I'm tired of hustle bustle. I'm tired of,
I know, don't you?
You know, $200 cable bill. I'm tired of it. So just, you know, hey, a nice little beach. Yeah, you do have storms, but again, I'm a simple person.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, again, I could leave now, and you know, I'd like to have my laptop and camera, but I don't. You know, if I left now, I could just leave everything behind and go live
No,
in a small village.
My laptop.
So,
I'll take and my Wi-Fi. I don't need cable, but I need that. Okay, and then we're going to talk about how did you get to YouTube? How
did I get to YouTube? If you go to my channel, 2009 on New Year's Eve, we had something called Drop the D, which is like the ball drop in Central Park or Central New York Times Square. One night, it was a nice night. It was warm here for once in New Year's Eve, and they dropped it. I videotaped it on my phone back in 2009. You can imagine it's not a very good picture or whatever. I had YouTube and I uploaded it, and it's just been sitting there. You know, it's just been sitting there. Fast forward from 2009 to March of this year. I'm having all these pictures from cruises and places that I've traveled, and I never see them again. I take the pictures, I never see them again. My kids are growing up, and it's like, remember we were here. Remember we were here. Well, remember Disney World. Oh yeah, we had a. You never see the pictures again. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna start putting them online. I started putting them online, and you know what? People started watching them. I'm like, really? Other people are interested in the cruise that I went on, and again, I never wanted to be like, you know, in front of the camera. I just did it so just see, you know, to remember where I've been. It's like you're taking a picture. You're not in the picture usually. You're just taking a picture of whatever you're at. So I put it out there so, you know, I could watch it. The kids could watch it. Grandkids could watch it. People started watching it. And then it's like, okay, well, we'll see what can happen. And I started taking more videos and dropping more videos. I didn't know anything about YouTube really, as far as vlogging and all that. You heard the term, but I never knew about it. But that's why in my earlier videos, even now, you don't see me in the camera because I want to see I want to remember what I'm seeing and not my big head in the way.
Now we want to see you.
Well, that's what people say, and that's what my kids say. Dad, you gotta get out there and put your face out there. I said, nobody wants to see, you know, this old man out here talking about.
Listen, you younger than I am, so yeah.
Okay, maybe wrong terminology, but
yeah. Go ahead. I'm just.
But that's why I started doing it. So then, you know, getting in here and going to a few places, and I don't remember exactly how like me and you met. Probably, you know, Tuber Chat or something like that.
I think it was I can't remember. I think it was Tuber Chat.
You know, I started going to other people's channels and watching what they wrote, watching what they made, what they created. I'm like, I like this. So then I started going to cruise videos. My son and I used to always watch cruise videos, talking about where we wanted to go and different people that we wanted to, you know, see. And since then, I started just putting out like cruise videos. I stopped cruising for about 4 months. So it was like from March to April, let's say I put out a couple of videos. I didn't start back till maybe July or August as far as putting out videos. And that's where I'm at today. You know, I think I have 270 subscribers, something like that. I didn't do it to get monetized. Yeah. But you know, talking to people now, it's like, hey, you know what? I'd like to get monetized.
Yeah,
But I don't really do that for that. And I'm just amazed that anybody in the world would want to watch videos that I make. It amazes me. Yeah.
Really?
Hey,
Okay.
Jay Jordan. Hey,
I
Patrick.
know Jay Jordan in the house. And hello, New Rich Design, wherever you are, because we miss you so much. And Jay,
We
we
do,
miss
Rich.
you. Yeah, because I know I've fallen off a little bit, but okay, let's get back to what before that, did you know how to edit before you started? I always like to ask
No,
that question.
again, I knew nothing. I'll never forget the first negative comment I ever had. It wasn't that negative.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me. I made my video again. I really didn't know anything about YouTube
Uh-huh.
and how to make a video. I was doing it on my phone. I
Mm-hmm.
uploaded a video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, I didn't know about copyrighted music. So I had a lot of I had a video with copyrighted music.
Oh,
So I
okay.
went back and deleted all the music, and now it was just a silent video, basically.
Okay.
And the young man wrote, "That was a nice video." He said, "You know what would have made it better? Sound."
Okay. Oh,
And you kind of laughed, and it's like it wasn't that negative, but it's like I
yeah.
took it apart. It's like,
Yeah.
and I knew what
Yeah.
he meant because it was just a silent me walking around taking pictures of a cruise ship,
Uh-huh.
and it stuck with me. And that's when I started trying to learn how to edit. So I
Okay.
started with InShot on my phone, and I wound up going to Filmora.
Okay.
And that's what I used to till today.
Now, do you like Filmora a lot or?
I don't have a lot to compare it to.
Okay.
I use I used InShot, which InShot was fine. I really didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a problem, but I thought I could get better
Mm-hmm.
with a laptop. So I
Mm-hmm.
said, let me try Filmora. Other people said they liked it, so I tried it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Now,
a
is that free or?
I actually I pay for it whatever it is a month.
Okay.
Let's say
Okay.
$20 a month. They do have a
Okay.
free version,
But
but I
it's
prefer
of
to get
course.
the one you pay
Mm-hmm.
for.
Mm-hmm. Heather said that Werner used Filmora. He loves it and makes some awesome. Oh yeah, he makes them all y'all make awesome. Really, I learned from Warmstrong. I learned from Heather Werner. So many people. I really learn and I look up to them because I want to know. That's why I watch them closely.
Well, I know Heather and Warner. I mean, I like their
Yeah,
presentation.
I'm telling you. That quality is woo. I don't know how you get any better than that, Heather. I know you think I just be blowing wind, but and they be in the air and all the scenery, all they just make everything come to life. And that's what you're starting to do with your cruises. Because I even noticed with the last cruise you went on that 20 something, you could see how you really in those videos, how you're progressing and going along. You
I,
know.
I need to, and again, I don't. At one point, I got kind of obsessed with YouTube. I would wake up in the morning, go to YouTube, and next thing you know, it's 11 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
I got away from that. That wasn't healthy for me.
It's
Other people can do
not
it.
for me
I
either,
can't do
but
that. But I like to read up on it or watch YouTube videos of how
uh-huh.
to get better video, better
Mhm.
camera shots.
Okay. Yeah. Um, Heather said, "Oh, thank you. There are some who are so see how we do. Why can't we just say thank you?
Well,
So
no,
much
but again,
better than me.
we're always learning. I mean, no
Yeah,
matter
we
what.
are. We are. We are.
And again,
There is so much to
well, that's
learn.
like the little group that we put together where we get
Mhm.
together and look at our videos.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that I mean, again, and YouTube, and I understand everybody wants to be friendly, everybody wants to be nice, and
Mhm.
hey, that's the greatest video I've ever seen. No matter what the video is, that's the greatest video I've ever seen.
Mhm.
I appreciate that, but I like people telling me, well, you could have did this a little differently. Not that I would do it, but just say, like with you, I would say like your transitions. If you don't want to do transitions, that's fine. Me, however, I would do a transition there, and I like
Mhm.
people to talk to me in the same way. Where, hey, Armstrong, Leanne, do
Mhm.
different angle shots or different levels to change the video up a little
Mhm.
bit.
Mhm.
And I appreciate that so much. That's the only way you're going
Mhm.
to get better. And watching people that are better than you,
Yeah.
and you learn from them. It's not a competition. You just want to be the best that you can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
You
know,
don't
if
need
you,
a yes person. That's what you. Oh yeah, that was good.
right, and not everybody. Again, I look at my own
Yeah,
work. I'm like,
I'm
well, that
just
wasn't
saying.
that
You
wasn't
know what I
good.
mean.
Yeah,
You just don't want somebody just saying it's good when and it is good. It is. But I guess when you want somebody to critique you, that's probably
right.
what I'm trying to say. Then you want to say, and then you still have your own mind. I can say, hey, this looks better to me, but then you're like,
Well, and it depends on what you want to do.
yeah.
For me, I do this to make me happy. I'm not trying to
Hmm.
make everybody else happy, and
Hmm.
I do try to make me happy.
Yeah.
And again, as far as like equipment, um, use
Hmm.
whatever you have.
Hmm.
And you do I've seen people with, phones make great videos. I've seen people with, $1,000 cameras.
I know.
Videos are not very good.
Yeah. Yeah. That is so now, since we're talking about equipment, what do you take with you when you go on your cruise?
What do I take with me on my cruise? I take my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a gimbal for my phone, which is
Gimbal.
basically a stabilizer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it wasn't a cheap one, but it
Mm-hmm.
keeps the picture from bouncing around. Like when you move, when you walk, your camera
Mm-hmm.
moves like this. Well, a gimbal kind of
Mm-hmm.
keeps it. It's like what you see in a movie when they're moving
Mm-hmm.
along. They use gimbals, very
Mm-hmm.
expensive gimbals, but they use gimbals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So a gimbal for the phone, and then I bought a DJI Osmo Pocket 2, which is a little small camera. I don't have it by me, but a little
Okay.
small camera with a built-in gimbal where you
Oh,
take pictures
I think I saw that.
and video, 4K video,
Mm-hmm.
and use that, and
Mm-hmm.
a couple of different filters, but um, basically that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of made a mistake because I wound up playing with my daughter, my granddaughter in the ocean on a cruise.
Oh yeah.
I forgot I had it in my pocket. It was so small, I just had it in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing with her, and then I got off balance and I fell, and my pocket's all in the water, and my granddaughter's going this way and that way. She gets up walking out. I'm looking off my stuff. My daughter just cracking up, laughing at me. Oh, look at the old man. He can't even walk in the water. Anywho, so I destroyed it. So I had to get another one.
Oh my goodness. And
But
everything, like we were talking about, everything gets expensive when you're not getting paid.
right,
And
right.
you
But
talking about, I'm not buying another thing. I'm like, yeah, I always say that. Then I see something else that I think that might help.
no, that's all I take. That camera and my phone, and usually that's it.
You don't
I
take
would
a
love
tripod.
the camera and the gimbal for the phone. It has like a mini tripod on it where you just sit up there and sit on a table and take your own picture, but
Mhm.
not like a big tripod.
Okay.
Not yet. I mean, again,
Okay.
maybe in the future. Again, like I
Mhm.
said, I don't really like being in the video. But for
Mhm.
me to get in the video, like I think you were telling me, it's like, oh, we like to see the dance club. We're gonna see you out there dancing.
You're
Um,
gonna need that
I'm gonna need a
tripod.
tripod or
You
need,
sure
travel
are.
with
You taking that
somebody and
tripod
have them
next
take.
time.
But maybe one day.
Yeah, because I thought about that. I said we need that tripod so he can get out there. Uh,
Hey, Rims Family Farm, how you
yeah,
doing?
they're in Canada. Canada, cold Canada. They didn't even come out the winter last year.
I know the
I
feeling.
know. I don't
Trivia
want to
fact.
stay in Canada. No, I want to visit, but I don't want to. That's one place I do want to visit
The
Canada.
trivia fact. Detroit. I'm from Detroit. Detroit
Mm-hmm.
is the only place in the United States that you have to travel south to go to Canada.
Oh my goodness. Okay, but we told him next time he got to dance for us. So he got to so I'm telling his daughter he gonna have to dance, honey. Because
My daughter got old. She got old. She didn't go to the club the last time we went out. She never even made it to the club. She's He's gotten old.
Listen, oh, now he telling on you, girl. He telling on you. Okay, we discussed this just a little bit before. How many hours a week do you think you spend on YouTube?
Oh boy, way
Eight
more than I
hours a
probably should.
day, 2 hours a day? Do you take a whole day off?
I don't have a set schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would say between looking, and this is like now that I have like a lot of clips and putting out
Mm-hmm.
videos on a regular basis, maybe
Mm-hmm.
4 hours a day, and that's counting me working on mine and looking at other videos.
Okay.
Maybe 4 or 5 hours because I'll sit down because I don't watch much TV.
Okay.
So I'll cut on TV and maybe watch some videos.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
I mean, and again, that's more than probably what I should. But
Mm-hmm.
if you like if I go to your live and it's an
Uh-huh.
hour and then go to
Yeah.
somebody else's and do something else, and next thing
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
you've been online forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, there's my daughter. She's talking about she can't hang like she used to.
I know she can't hang. She can't hang like she used to. If anybody have a question, just put thumbs up. This time is going by fast. It's after 5 o'clock already. I can't
What?
believe it. Yeah. And Warmstrong talking about he don't talk.
I don't.
Do y'all see where he don't talk at?
But I do have a funny story since my daughter's here. I do have
Oh,
a funny story.
please. Okay.
Me and my daughter, I got a cruise. It was a Sheila E. cruise. Sheila E. is a singer. She had a cruise.
Yeah.
So we went on a cruise, and Prince is my favorite artist. So we went on a cruise, and I want to go. So we got on the cruise ship, and this is the first time my kids were growing up. I never drank in front of my kids. I just never did.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first time we went out, and it's like, I'm gonna buy her a drink. We started drinking, and she's trying to drink like a big dog and taking shots of, I believe it was some kind of vodka. She was taking shots of vodka. Anywho, I'm gonna drink her under the table. She drank me so far under the table. The next day I couldn't even get out of bed. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, hold on, how is this even possible?
Girl, what crowd you been going with?
Yeah, well, she went to college, and I'm assuming she learned how to drink there.
She told on us.
But she again, she reminded me of me because she was always working. It was like she didn't have a social life. So I'm sitting there talking to her, hey, you gotta have a social life. Can't all work and no play. It makes you a dull person. Anyway, come to find out, she was hanging out and obviously drinking. But she drank me. I never in my life thought that was going to happen. She had to go. She had to go. Sheila E. was performing, and she was going to do a Purple Rain tribute.
Oh, Lord.
I was so sick, I couldn't go. She had to go videotape it for me. Thank you, Jennifer.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Since you say 4 hours a day, I'll just take your word for it. It's about 4 hours a day because my days are longer than 4 hours.
I know. That's what I was telling you. I wake up. I do have a bad habit though. Like when I wake up, the first thing I do is grab my phone and go to like the YouTube studios and YouTube. And it's a bad habit. I may not do anything, but I'll definitely look at
it. Yeah. Now I go to TubeBuddy first, and then I'll go to YouTube Studios.
Well, you just told me about TubeBuddy, so I'm gonna take a look at it. And
see. And they'll tell you too how to get that SEO score up higher because your score was like lower, and they can get you up to 100 at least, or 95 would be nice. But any of you that don't have TubeBuddy, I would say, get the paid version of it because it does really help. Hey, Judy May, haven't seen you for a while. Thanks so much for coming. And everybody that's here. We've got Warmstrong Adventures. If you haven't been to his page, he cruised all around the world. And he went from Seattle to Australia. Was his trip of a lifetime. a trip of our lifetime either. Two. Tell I either two.
Uh-oh.
Um, okay. So would you score yourself with the enjoyment of YouTube between a 1 and a 10? How do you
Ooh.
enjoy it between a 1 and 10? What would you say?
When you say YouTube, like watching YouTube or
No, when you're
creating?
doing, yeah, what being a
You know what? I enjoy it. I'd say 9.
9.
I
Okay.
mean, again, it's my pastime. I mean, I really enjoy doing it. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it trying to get monetized. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really like beg for subscribers, and I watch
Yeah.
hours like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't really do it for that.
Yeah.
Now maybe if I get closer to subscribers and watch hours, maybe I'll start asking people. But I just really enjoy doing it, and then I really
Mhm.
enjoy making reels and shorts.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so simple, and then trying to match a video up with the right song, and
Mhm.
it's like, man, I did that,
Mhm.
and I try to do my videos like this kind of the same way.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean about a 9 because I enjoy it. I enjoy getting on here and talking to people. I don't really like to talk. I like to listen. I don't.
Yeah, you like to listen, but you're doing a good job now. Mhm.
Well,
You do. You're a listener. You really are. Judy May says the score for her is a 9. That's pretty high.
yeah,
Her enjoyment.
I think most of us enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, some people they want to get monetized, and now it's a job, and jobs can be stressful. So I mean that might take a little enjoyment out of for some people.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, imagine doing something that you like and getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
Um,
did that once in my life. That's
yeah,
that's a nice feeling.
yeah,
It seems like you attract more money, is what I tell people. When you get into something and you really love it, that money comes. And I could remember making $8,000 in one day.
wow,
Yep, they didn't have anywhere to put the money at, so they said, "Here you go. Just spend it up by December."
yeah.
So it does. It's
Yeah.
nice to have. Um,
Well, but again, so coming from somebody who I've worked all my life and 2 jobs and all this other stuff, I
mhm.
will tell you, money's not everything.
Yeah.
And when they say money can't buy you happiness,
Oh yeah.
I know what they mean. You know,
Hmm.
um, the things that I missed out on, like when my kids were younger,
Hmm.
working all the time, taking the
Yeah.
kids to baseball practice
Yeah.
and things like that. But daddy's at work, mommy's got to do it, and all this.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
Sometimes I look back, it's like, would it have been better not to work so
Hmm.
hard and spend more
Hmm.
time with the kids? The kids turned out great, Jennifer, but would it to spend less time?
Yeah.
But I think again, that's why because we all love to travel,
Hmm.
and I think that's why we love traveling, because that's our time to bond together,
Hmm.
and sit back and laugh and enjoy each other.
Hmm.
Um, but I understand people when it looks like when you look at somebody and say, hey, you could be doing much better. You could be doing this. You could be doing that. But they're
Hmm.
happy doing what they are. And
Hmm.
if you don't like, if you're not into material things,
Hmm.
you'd be so much happier.
Yeah. Oh
I know
yeah.
people like with me when I retired. Oh, why'd you retire so early?
Hmm.
And the same person
Yep.
worked until the day he died.
Died. Yep.
And it's like,
Yep.
I've been out here retired for 3 or 4 years. You never retired
I
and
know.
got to enjoy all that money you made.
I
Hopefully for the
know.
last most of it,
Somebody else
you could have
gonna enjoy.
retired. You made all that money. You're not enjoying it now.
And people in the chat, I'm telling you, listen to that. When you can retire, I say retire, because you don't know how long, you really got. And who knows? And if you got a long time and you got your quality of life, hey, you're going to have a good retirement.
Life is simple. Move to Florida, be by a beach. I
Yeah.
could live like that all the time. I don't need a 5,000 square foot house, 3 stories. Give me a studio apartment near the beach. I'd be happy.
Yeah. D has a question. Is COVID still have strict restriction for cruises?
From the United States, no. I'm not sure about Australia. I think they've relaxed the restrictions for Australia, but the United States, cruises 16 days and under, you don't need a COVID test anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody, you don't have to be vaccinated. You can just come on board for 16 days and under cruises, which
Mm-hmm.
is 90% of all cruises.
Mm.
But Australia, they have different rules. So
Uh-huh.
I'm not really sure. They're a little stricter, but I think they've relaxed the rules there also.
Yeah. Yeah. Because ain't nobody wearing no mask or nothing over here in
No.
Florida.
Well, they don't. I still do on the cruise ship. Like, there'll be times when I'm just enclosed with no fresh air that
Uh-huh.
I will put a mask on.
Uh-huh.
But not too often. And knock on wood, I've never caught COVID.
Me either. I hope I never do. Who knows? We might have had it and didn't have any symptoms too,
Yeah,
Because
that's
there's some
possible.
people that's how it's going to be, and I say, especially with I know a lot of older people did get it and died, but we've been through a lot of germs in our lives growing up. So a lot of times, to me, we're more protected than the younger people, So I've had both measles, I've had I've had it all, So Heather said Australians' rules are almost completely relaxed now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even when I was in Australia, I mean, like on public transportation, you didn't have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
and I love, going back to Australia, I really love their public transportation in Sydney. It was so easy to get around.
Yeah, and I know that's what I told Heather when she was on here the first time. I could go in the train, the bus, everything was just so easy to get around. I just in Florida, it's not that way. We just got the bus out there, and they may run every 30 minutes to an hour.
Oh, that's probably the Luminosa. It's probably the cruise ship.
I think still vaccinated to go. We have a cruise ship dock with 100. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's bad. If it's the Luminosa, that's the one I want to go on next year.
100.
Well, I mean, again, but that's why, like on a cruise ship, I still take my little precautions. It's not 100%, but some people just don't care, and you'll let them, cough into their hand, and they grab the rail or something. So I try not to touch anything. Always wash my hands. Always sanitize.
Yeah, because even with the mail, I still wash my hands when I get mail and packages. I still keep up with those habits when I'm in the car and I go in a store. I come back. I have wash my hands. So
yeah, no, I do. I keep it in the car.
Yeah,
I go inside, come back, and little sanitizer.
Yeah. So I don't know what D meant. Not sure name of it.
She didn't know the name of the ship that has the.
Oh, okay. Ooh, 100 people. Hope they got some good food on there. Okay. When is your next cruise, and where are you going?
That's a tough question. My next cruise is November 21st.
Okay.
It leaves out of Miami. Where am I going?
Now, is it like a Thanksgiving cruise?
It is a Thanksgiving. It'll be over that. It'll be over that week.
Okay.
My kids are grown now. They have their family, so we really don't get together on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I have a good story about that too, but that if my daughter's in here.
Okay, we'll talk.
Anyway, getting back on topic.
Okay.
Leave out of Miami, and I think we go to Grand Turk, Dominican Republic, and Nassau, Bahamas.
Okay.
So I've been on so many cruises, and as far as like the Caribbean cruises, most of the places, the only place on the Caribbean cruise where I would actually get off and want to do stuff would be the Southern Caribbean, St. Kitts, Barbados, and things like that.
Yeah.
The Grand Turk and all that. All I want to do is go to a beach and have a beer. So when you ask me where am I going, I don't know. Because it's a Caribbean island. I'll know when I get there.
Okay. 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 I bet you're gonna, have a real good time. Now we're almost at the end, but we're at the end. But I wanted to say, if I'm going on my first cruise, what would tell me just a little bit about what I need to do, what I can expect. You know, I never been on a cruise.
Yeah, you've never
So,
been on a cruise. Well, first thing you want to know is what first thing you want to do is find out when you want to go.
okay.
Um, if you go during holidays, if you go in the summertime when kids are out of school,
Uh-huh.
it's going to be crowded and it's going to be expensive.
Okay.
Now, you're in Florida, September, end of August, September, October, it's
Mhm.
hurricane season.
Yeah, like now. And it's
Schools are,
November.
yeah, schools are back in
Yeah.
and possible hurricane, lower
Mm-hmm.
prices, less crowded cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I usually like to travel.
Oh, okay.
Cruise ships, they will go around hurricanes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the waves can be rough, but
Mm-hmm.
they'll go around. So it depends. You have to decide on what's more important as far as is money more important
Mm-hmm.
and or not, and when you want to go. I live in Michigan, so come December, January, I want to get away from the cold. I want to go on a cruise. It's not as warm in Florida then, or the water is not as warm, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot better than being in Michigan. So anyway, you have to decide on that. And then once
Okay.
you decide on that, well, pick your cruise lines.
Okay.
You have, you know, cheap cruise lines and you have more expensive cruise lines. I prefer Carnival. The price is cheaper than most other cruise lines of the major lines. You have Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian. I like the top three cruise lines.
Okay.
Um, I like being around regular people having a good time and partying.
Okay.
Carnival is the fun ship. So
Okay.
for me, it works out well.
Mm-hmm.
And with sales, I mean, they'll give you a price. Let's say the cruise would be for a 5-day cruise, $250.
Okay.
That's per person based on double occupancy as far as the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at $500.
Okay.
You have to pay a port charge, which
Mm.
means that every port that you stop at, you have to pay that country some money.
Oh.
So on top of that, $250 a person will add another, $120 in
Oh.
port
Okay.
charges. So now you're up to $370.
Mm-hmm.
You have when you get on the cruise ship, you have everybody taking care of you. Once you pay that price, most of your food is included.
Mm-hmm.
Um, iced tea, lemonade, water, that's included.
Okay.
Alcoholic drinks aren't included, and soda
Okay.
aren't included.
Okay.
They have some specialty restaurants, but anyway, all that's included.
Mm-hmm. You said
But when
alcohol too?
lots of alcohol.
Oh,
Half the people you see fighting on cruise ships because of too much alcohol.
okay.
But what they do is when you buy something on a cruise ship, they'll throw in 18% gratuity on top of that. So if
Mm-hmm.
beer costs $10, well, they're going to go 18% gratuity.
Okay.
Beers aren't that expensive. I'm just making up prices.
Yeah.
But they
Mm-hmm.
throw 18% gratuity. Well, when you pay your cruise fare, you have a cabin steward and waiters in the restaurant, the main dining room where they fix your food to order, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Nicer than a buffet and not a fast food restaurant. You sit down there, they have the steak and lobster. Every day is a different menu, but you'll have your steak.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving, we're gonna have a Thanksgiving feast, whatever. It's included. But the waiter and waitresses, they all have to get tipped. So
Mm-hmm.
they and your cabin steward who makes up your bed every day comes in and sweeps,
Mm-hmm.
changes your towels out and leaves stuffed little animals on the bed for you. And now you're talking about $12 or $15 a day to tip all those people. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say $15 a day.
Okay.
That's divided between all those people and then all the people that work on the cruise ship. That
Mm-hmm.
helps it to be such a great experience.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean you're up to about $4 something per
Mm-hmm.
person. double occupancy, but you can always find better deals. Carnival is always having the deals, and you can find a cruise for under $100 on Carnival.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
Okay, go ahead. I'm
no, I
sorry.
was just watching you. You're trying to end this live already?
No, I wasn't. No, I was just telling them thanks for
I'm just
coming.
talking.
Oh, I'm
The,
having a good time.
the thing with the cruises, though, they have different type of cabins. They have an inside cabin, which inside, no windows. They have a cabin view, which has a window leading to the outside so you can see outside. They have a balcony where you can go outside on your own balcony.
That's expensive.
So the prices start going up. So it depends on how much you want to spend.
That's what I want.
I'd rather have 2 inside cabins. Well, I'd rather have an inside cabin, do 2 cruises, than a balcony or a suite.
Okay.
And get 1 cruise.
Okay.
If I want to see outside, I can just go outside and see it.
Yeah.
It's convenient, but I prefer to take 2 cruises.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna listen to somebody experienced.
Some people are different.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, so after you pay for that, everything is really much taken care of. A lot of times, finding the flights. You are coming from a different country, so you have to go through customs. So you have to make sure if your flight back, that you have to have enough time so you can get through customs. Customs are coming a long way now. Usually it's pretty fast, but I mean that's it. I mean, again, if you like being around people, you would have a good time if you're sociable. I go on a lot of cruises by myself. But you have other people by themselves, and you meet people, and you all just have a good time.
Now, you said Carnival is the fun ship. What's more a little laid back? Like,
well, now you're talking about like probably Norwegian cruise line. When you look at some of these ships are so big. The ship I'm going on in November 21st, it holds 6,000 passengers. That's a lot of people. We're not even talking employees now. Now add another 1,500, 2,000 employees. So you're talking about 7,000 people on a ship. Carnival, they have these parties where they all get together and laugh and have fun. And if you watch my videos, you saw people on the decks and dancing and stuff like that. This last cruise I went on was an older crowd because it was a 23-day. So it was older. You had some young people. But like a 4-day cruise, you're talking like a lot of party people, college kids and 30s and 40 years old, and they all want to have a good time. So everybody's having a lot of fun. That's what Carnival is based on. Okay, bye, Judy May.
Yeah.
I'm up here just running my mouth. I didn't mean to make this
last. No, we're listening. No, we're listening. Okay, and Dee said a moving city. Yeah,
it is. It's so big, and it has the ship I'm going on with the 6,000 passengers. It must have 17 or 18 different places to get something to eat at.
Oh, okay.
So now you're looking at another 15 bars. So I mean, again, this cruise, I won't eat at the same place twice. And it's just all different types of food, and I mean, to me, it's like the greatest vacation ever. I should be a Carnival ambassador. They should pay me. I want them to be a sponsor. Oh,
well, you better start writing them then. Okay, and you know what's so nice about this, because you go on so many cruises, and the last cruise you went on, y'all were talking about meeting up next year.
Yeah, right. I mean, again, this is like all strangers. We're all strangers, and we had so much fun. We called our little group because it was a bunch of minorities. A lot of more minorities now are cruising.
Yeah.
Back when I first started, not many minorities cruised. Anyway, so we all got together and we all talking and we just had such a great time playing cards and going on tours together and going to the club at night together. That we said, hey, if we can, let's all do it again next year. So I mean, again, you meet different people. I keep in touch with all the time.
Mm-hmm. D, I think he said he got sick on his first cruise.
First cruise, D. I got sick as could be. I really did. And I took some Dramamine, and I was fine and been fine ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And Heather, yes, they do pub crawls, and they do that. We go to different pubs. We meet up at one pub, and then hit all the bars.
Okay. Now, see, I'll be more the market girl than the pub crawl. I'll probably do the pub crawl with Heather then, but
but that's just it. You could be whatever you want to be. They have a comedy club one time on board, so you go to a comedy club every night. You can go to a piano bar if you want to just sit there and listen to somebody play the piano and sing some songs along with the piano guy. If you want to go to see a production show with the dancing and the music, you can do that. You have a casino you can go to. They have cooking classes. They have almost anything you want to do. You're almost able to do it. Photographers taking your picture every place you want to go.
I didn't think about that. What about, I just thought about smoking. Can they smoke on the ship?
Long ago, you could smoke anywhere. Now they have designated areas to smoke on the ship. Outside, away from people most of the time, and in part of the casino.
Okay.
So
now, what about the rooms? Do they have smoking rooms? And
no smoking rooms. Can't smoke in the rooms. Can't smoke on the balconies.
Okay.
People still do it, but you're not.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. You still gonna get that.
It's a $500 fine if they catch you smoking in your room.
That smell in the room. Yes, Heather loves to sing. She's sung.
They have karaoke every day. They have.
Karaoke. Oh, she'll love it.
They have karaoke every day.
No karaoke.
And you have people like me who can't sing, and then you have people that are great singers.
She don't be singing, and I'm sure she could drink you under the table too.
I don't even try anymore. After my daughter did that to me, I don't even try to outdrink anybody ever again. I lost my man card. I'm done. I'm a little puppy. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
She talking about I'm in. But what I thought about too is, especially, a lot of time people say they don't have the money to travel. You could do it in your own town too. You can go down.
If you're from like Florida or someplace with a port, see, that cuts out a lot of that's almost half your expenses as far as the airfare.
Yeah.
I mean, again, or if you can drive down or meet people, if plan in advance. If you plan further in advance, you can get better deals. I mean, you could probably go right now online and find a cruise on Carnival for under $150 per person. And that includes all your entertainment, all your shows, all your food, all your, whatever.
Look at Heather, a little church girl. As the Bible says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
Right.
She's a little church girl. We all got a little church in us. But I've had so much fun today. Oh my God.
I did too. Believe it or not, I did too.
I know, you could tell. I'm so happy that you came on. Boy, we'd be really good at a podcast. We're gonna have to do a podcast.
Let's do it.
Once or something. That would be fun, and come up with some things that we can talk about.
Right. Oh, I love once I get to know people, I love talking. Once I get to know people. Normally, like people I don't know, I don't like talking a lot in front of them. But
because even like Patrick say he's another one. But then I talk to him all the time, so it's like, and then when I talk to you, I'm like, oh, who don't talk? I don't. And a lot of people do that until you get to know them.
Yes.
Then they really, because you're more of the observant. Then you come out. See, I just come out, so I observe you later. But I'm getting better.
You are.
You've really helped a lot, because I would go all over the map, and
well, that's why I like having that little group that we have where we can sit down and discuss what it is.
I know, and I'm really amazed at like Heather and other people in the chat. It's just so amazing to get together and talk about your channel, and sometimes not just about your channel, just what's new on YouTube or what can help you out, or
Well, that's like Heather. Again, it's different time zones and 12-hour difference. So it's tough for her to be where we are at the same time. But when
Yeah.
you look at some of those things that she puts out, as far as, hey, look at this person because of what information they give and things like that,
Yeah.
and different things that she'll say about your video. She's
Mm-hmm.
not a yes person. She'll let you know if something's
Yeah,
wrong.
she'll let you
And
know.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's great to have people like that around you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is. It's really good. But like you say, you can't make YouTube stressful, and I really made it stressful this week. So it
Yeah,
was,
but see, then when it gets like that, it's not fun anymore.
yeah.
Like
But
right
mhm,
now, this is
mhm.
fun.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we've been
yeah,
on an hour and 15 minutes. Doesn't
yeah.
seem like it. It's been fun.
I know,
You
I
know.
know, I know. But you know what? Once I get it all together, though, then it's like, whoa, look what I did. Maybe I went through all the stress, but then it's like, whoa, when you look at, the ending product.
Well,
But I know I shouldn't take myself through that.
I don't watch my own videos. I watch it one
Really?
time, like the end, and post them, and I really never watch them again.
Okay.
I don't like myself on camera.
Oh,
I don't. I listen to my talk. I'm like, who's that talking? That's not me.
yeah, we're not gonna even. Okay. I think, yeah, with the voice, you don't, you just
Yeah.
don't, you catch it. But I'm thinking by now, you probably should have done called it. That's your voice.
No. I mean, I've heard it. My son or somebody be playing it, and I'll hear, who's that talking?
Uh-huh.
He
But
sounds
we
real
all
intelligent.
do
He
that
sounds real
though.
intelligent. Who is that person? Oh, it's me.
We all do that one though. It's like, oh, and sometimes I just get sick of hearing it, but I cannot. So you're saying once you edit
Once I
and it,
edit, go through it,
you
I normally don't watch them again. I don't watch them again.
but how many times do you do it? Okay, once you edit and you feel it's complete, so you don't go back over again and look at it again.
I go through it, like I go through my edits, put all the clips down, go through the edits. I go through the video first.
Okay.
Then I start trying to decide as far as the audio. And
Okay.
like I said, I don't when I started this, I didn't talk. I was just taking video. I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to. So I go back through my videos, and now I'm doing voiceovers. So I learned how to do voiceovers.
Yeah.
So I'm doing voiceovers.
And you thought it was hard.
Well, I had
Or
no
did you
clue.
think?
Yeah, I thought it was hard, but then with
Yeah.
Filmora, it's so easy. It's easier than actually trying to record with the sound. So I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's the greatest thing ever.
Uh-huh.
But then I'll go back and then I'll go look up music. I use music from the YouTube audio library.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to pay like someplace
Epidemic
that you need
sound.
need their permission. They have to give them credit, because
Oh,
I've heard stories where they go back, like later on, it's like, oh, all of a sudden now, well, no, we're taking that right away. So
yeah.
I
I've
use
heard
YouTube's
that.
music. I don't think anything can go wrong.
Uh-huh.
But then they have so much music. Now I got to try to find the right music,
Uh-huh.
the right what I think is the right vibe for whatever video I'm shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And I put that together. Then I'll cut it down and go
Mm-hmm.
through it once, and then I'll start it from the beginning and play it through one time,
Mm-hmm.
and I will post it. Here lately, I've been trying to put it online unlisted, so like our little group, you and
Mm-hmm.
Leanne can look
Mm-hmm.
at it first before I post it.
Yeah.
But if not, I just post it.
Post it.
I just kind of learned about Premiere, so I've been trying to do Premieres.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But no.
Yeah, and another great thing I learned from you too was like with our lives, like how to make sure you put a title on there and also keywords. And once I'm over, I should have did it before, but I was trying to do something else. But after this is over, I'm gonna go back and put in my keywords and everything.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's what gets people to search and come to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
So people, they've already watched it here, and most people, if they pop up live or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
well, nobody's going to
Mm-hmm.
click on it unless they're your friend
Yeah, unless
to
it
see what
has
you're
a
doing.
title. Yeah,
But like you
unless
put
they.
go in and put cruise information or something down on this
Mm-hmm.
video. When people go to look up cruise information, they'll pull your video up. It may not be the best information,
Yeah.
but some people may
Yeah.
like it. You know.
Yeah. I learned that from Nitro. He was talking about, he said just any kind of keyword. He said that video got so many.
Yeah.
God, he said he put words in that and he just wanted to see what would happen. And he said that live got so many views.
You never know. I mean, again,
I
and
know.
you just want to get as many views as possible.
Yeah. And
So yeah, I
Heather
mean, again,
says, go
but
ahead.
that's what again, I'm learning a lot of this from you, as far as like, especially like YouTube Studio. You know,
Yeah.
I'm learning like, all that from you and different people. And
Yeah. That's a lot to learn. It's a lot to learn. But I'm telling you, I learned so much since I'm not as active in the community. But then you need to be active in the community too.
you
And
do. I mean, you have to be sociable.
yeah, you do.
I try to tell everybody, and you and I may not like the same people.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that has to carry on. Like there's somebody that I really don't like. I don't care whether you like them or not.
I
That's up
know.
to you. That has nothing to do with me. I don't like the person. But so many people like, well, I mean, it's kind of remind me like high school.
Yeah. And that's what it's like.
I don't like that person. So my friends, you better not like them either. To me, that doesn't make any sense. So,
I've had some people come in, I can see, but we're with Warmstrong Adventures. We've been talking about his cruising, and if you missed the beginning, please come back, and watch the replay, because you really missed a lot. Even if you've never taken a cruise before, this would be a great start. And him and his daughter, they're planning to do a video on traveling with children, and I know that's going to be very popular with the young parents that's traveling with children.
They go through a lot.
I know. I can remember just going to Disney with the boys, but you know what? I can still remember, and that's what it's all about. I can still remember them walking around Disney with them big old turkey legs.
You're right.
And laughing. I'm sitting there tired, and they're just going. So we would always make like 2 days of it. We would go there, and then we would go to Universal Studios the second day. But that first day will kill me at Disney. I'm telling you. There is Butter Roll Boutique. Hey,
Butter Roll Boutique. Hello, Butter Roll Boutique.
Yeah, she got my baby at her house, my little baby doll. And but yeah, this has been really good. Anybody got any questions before we leave? This time just went by so fast, I tell you.
And anybody if you ever have a question or whatever, you can always message me or whatever. I'm approachable. I'm not mean. I may come off as mean sometime, but
because Instagram is Warmstrong Adventures, the same thing.
No space.
Yep, you can find him and he'll answer and help you with anything about cruises or even about YouTube. If you have a question or a problem about something,
right? Matter of fact, I love cruising so much that text me and when you want to go or whatever, I'll do my best to look it up. I'm not a travel agent. But I would look it up for you.
That would be nice. Now that's y'all got a plus today. And I know Heather and Drew and Werner. I don't know if Megan's coming with them next year, and I'm definitely going to meet them down where they're at. I'm flying down.
That's so much. When you get imagine going someplace and you have like your own personal guide there. I mean, that knows. Man, that's the greatest way to see it.
I know. But if I fly down there, I'm not going to know much if they came here. But I want to fly down and go somewhere my own self. They wanted to come, I'm like, I want to go down there.
Right. Well, it's funny. The opinion that they have of us, they think it's like the wild, wild west over here. like the gun violence in the United States isn't like that everywhere. Well, I mean, we don't know that because we don't go anywhere, but it's not like that everywhere.
Yeah.
And when you speak to people from Australia, they're just amazed at the amount of gun violence. Like a lot of people are afraid to come because it's like I'm gonna get shot down in the street.
Hey, crafty Leo.
So I mean, it was different.
Yeah, but I'll be that gun thing. Yeah, And then they're not really over there because people use knives to stab people. I remember over in Australia, but you can't get that many people with knives, though. You may get a couple, but
hey, crafty Leo.
Yeah, she hanging in here. But
with our grandbaby.
I know, with my grandbaby, baby girl, honey. I felt so bad. I missed her her reveal. And I'm like, she's talking about, I just had. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like just so much to.
Well, and again, a lot of times I don't even get notifications.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, because just think of it. You got all these people you subscribe to. Just think if you got notifications from I know we should get them, but that thing will be buzzing off all the time.
I get all these other pop-ups over here. I might as well get pop-ups of people that I know.
Yeah.
So now I try to go through like subscriptions to see who I'm subscribed to, what's coming up, and what's going on.
And MLY Bird Farm, I just met them on Tuber Chat.
Okay.
And they're foreign speaking, but I think they're doves. Lord, I don't know, but they're birds in the cages and stuff. And that's why I say stuff like that you can understand. Even though you don't understand the language, you can tell what's going on. So that's a brand new friend of mine that I just met. And Heather said I have found the U.S. to be quite friendly and
good.
Except the bus drivers. Bus drivers have attitudes.
That's good to hear.
I tell you, and oh my goodness, Fat Ninja. If nobody goes to Fat Ninja DM, type in bed for the link. I enjoy them. I'm this little old lady that go in there, and I always like to play the old lady card. I love them to death. You know how someplace you just go, and I just hear they have so much fun, him and the guys. And you know what I like with me being there, that he don't change the swear words or anything. I enjoy it all. So don't you ever change. Keep going the way you are, because I enjoyed them a lot. And Heather was saying something about where is it? Our interstate bus system is 1,000. Yes.
It's no comparison.
1,000% better than the
no
US.
comparison.
Yes, Heather. Yes, we would agree with that, honey. We way behind somewhere in the because in Florida we were supposed to get that fast tram thing from Tampa to Orlando, and the governor turned down the money for it. I never forget that. And we could have got it. So but nobody have any other questions, huh?
So no questions. What?
I know.
No. I really enjoyed this.
Well, me too. This was fun. And this was like right at the last minute, y'all. Look like we planned for I had one other question for you. One day on live stream, I'll talk about my
that would be nice. I know that was tough. Man.
Did it make you cry, Heather? Or did you get mad? I can't see Heather cry. She got mad. She got mad. My sister up there.
Tell her you busy.
I know she knows. She knows exactly. She get upset with me now. And that's another thing. My friends, I still haven't forgot my question. My friends get mad with me since I start on you, because every time they call now, I can't really talk. So the shoes have turned, because they used to do me the same way. So it's just turned around, the shoes on the other feet. Now that you have gotten this bug with on live, now are you going to plan to go on some lives when you're not on cruises?
I do. Because again, I started thinking about the journey, the YouTube journey.
Okay.
If I want to take this journey, I know I can't always do cruises. Like when I'm done with this cruise and
okay,
a couple more cruises up here, but eventually I'm running out of cruises. Now what do I do? And I have to learn how to how to see the content. Content is out there. I see people do it all the time. They have their content.
Mm-hmm.
And going live is a format that you can have where people can get
Mm-hmm.
together and just talk,
Mm-hmm.
and different topics, and try to,
Mm-hmm.
and which I find myself 2 o'clock in the morning clicking on just lives,
Uh-huh.
people I don't even know, and just join the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I plan on doing more lives,
Okay.
and once I stop cruising, um, finding my little niche there as far as
Yeah,
as far
yeah.
as what I'm going to
Because you
talk
can
about.
even on lives when you come back from the cruise, you can even share, back and forth, and we can watch. You could do like a reaction to your
Yeah, I
own
mean,
cruises.
there's again,
Other cruises, you could do reaction.
that's kind of what I'm kind of geared towards. People
Yeah.
that cruise. Um, Again, I probably have, like I said, 200. Let's say 270 subscribers.
Okay.
Um, and been doing it since March. But
Mm-hmm.
because people outside of 85% of my people that watch my videos aren't subscribed to me. So
Okay.
they're people that are outside of my little base here that
Mm-hmm.
actually watch my video.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I kind of gear my things to, as far as
Mm-hmm.
um, what I post in content.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's where I'm kind of headed towards that way, as far as
Mm-hmm.
if I do a live, try to get more
Mm-hmm.
people in here, not necessarily like the people from Tuber Chat.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Tuber Chat is great, uh,
Yeah.
but a lot of people that you pick up there, they don't watch you anymore.
Yeah.
That's good. Try to grow your channel, get more subscribers, but you want people to actually watch your channel,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the tough part. And some people
Okay.
have the gift of gab. They can do a live every day. You, Betty, and
Uh-huh.
people come and listen and talk and join, and I don't think I'm that person. I think I actually have to have some kind of content to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you never know. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah, yeah. It looked like a different person to me up here.
Well, again, I don't give out again. This whole trip. It
Uh-huh.
my kids laugh at me
Uh-huh.
because I'm just like I tell my kids or whatever, and I don't want to show my face. I don't want to talk. I don't want people to know about me. She said, "Well, my daughter and son. So you became a YouTuber to not be seen.
Uh-huh.
How did you think that was going to work out?" It's like, how did you? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really think it through.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, as I said, I did it to share my videos with my family, but
Mm-hmm.
now I want to be a YouTuber, but I still don't want to show my face, don't want to talk to people, don't want to join lives, don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's counterproductive.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I tell you. Crafty Leo said, I ain't know y'all were talking about riding the Greyhound. I ain't riding no Greyhound. I rode the Greyhound once. It took 8 hours for a 4-hour trip, and I never got on another one. I don't even remember how the bus driver was.
When I was a kid, I used to take the Greyhound all the time,
Yeah, I used to send my kids on the Greyhound to my mom.
and I've always loved it. I just love travel, road trips, and being on a bus
Okay.
and talking to people. Because again, me just meeting somebody, I can make friends, no matter
Mm-hmm.
who it is. I mean, I can talk, and I'll talk about any topic, and we'll enjoy whatever. Um,
Uh-huh.
so I love travel, road trips.
Mm-hmm.
The transit system in Australia was the best I've ever seen, whether it be
Mm-hmm.
Madrid, Paris,
Mm-hmm.
Rome. I mean, London. It was the
All of
greatest
them.
I've ever seen,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just so easy. I don't know how bad it would be if the weather got
Mm.
tough, but
Mm.
I would love to. I could do a cross country trip there, no problem. I no
Mm-hmm.
problem.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. But when they say Greyhound, it's like, girl, do that even exist anymore? I didn't even think Greyhound was still, even the train is bad. I rode the train. The train is bad. Anybody else in the rode the train in the US of A? It was awful.
I've only been on a train one time, and that was from Detroit, well, from Windsor, which is right outside
Again.
Detroit, to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was maybe a 3 hour, 2.5, 3 hour trip. It was
Uh-huh.
easy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, Crafty Leo. I've never been to Germany.
Yeah,
I
she
heard it
was
was
in the
nice over there, and
service.
I want to do Germany.
Yeah, she was in the service. So that's why she know a little bit about that. Who knows? You might have went on home. I'm running my mouth. I don't know. And then she says, Dee says, that also has Greyhound bus. Oh, okay. They got different owners, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I never did mind. I never did mind it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I kind of grew up on it because my father wouldn't make the trip with us sometimes. So we'd go down to visit her family in Illinois,
Mm-hmm.
and she'd hop on a Greyhound,
Mm-hmm.
and she's tagging me along. And man, I
Mm-hmm.
loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the smell of the stations.
Uh-huh.
Stopping at the little
Mm-hmm.
stopping at the little food places along the way, the
Mm-hmm.
truck stops. I thought that
Mm-hmm.
was the greatest thing ever.
And then Crafty Leo says she's really not a traveler. I don't think I'm really a traveler, but I
A lot of
don't
people
know.
aren't.
I don't know. The more you hear somebody talk about it, I think it's like, I don't know. It might be getting in my blood right now.
I see. Heather caught the train from Washington to New York City. Was that Washington D.C. or Washington State, Heather?
Heaven, I've done been quite a bit of places. Her and Werner. Yes, that's Colin barking, honey, and I can tell you what he barking at.
He wants to go outside.
No, it's not outside. He's hold on, I'll be back. Colin, come here.
But yeah, no, I always did love traveling. I mean, I caught that bug probably when I was younger because we used to always take road trips, and then as I said, my mom would take me on a Greyhound.
Okay, I'm back.
I remember the first airplane ride I had was from like Detroit to Sacramento, California. It was I thought that was the best thing ever. Now I don't even have to spend time on 3 days driving out there. I can be there the same day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, Colin barking because I have my husband open that door back. Underneath, old houses, they have that crawl space. So something is underneath there. And it's in the bathroom area. And I closed that door, but my husband went in there and opened it back, and he just took his little tail back in there.
Okay. Hey, Stormy Day, how are you?
I know, that's Dee's husband. Stormy Day. Yeah. Brand new channel.
Stormy Day?
Yeah, brand new channel. I just subscribed to them.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go check them out.
Yeah,
I'm
Dee's
done here.
husband. Yep, that's Dee's husband. We're gonna have to get Dee a channel too, Dee. Yes, Dee, that's Colin, honey. I'm gonna give Colin up to somebody.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
That's part of family. That's the thing.
It is family, and family do make you upset. That's for sure.
I had a French poodle, little toy French poodle, named Bam Bam. I had him for about 15 years. Man, he was my ride or die. He was always there, and I had to put him down, and it was so painful that I'm like, I can't even get another dog. It was like a family member.
Okay.
I do love pets and animals.
Yeah. Hey, Steve. Have a question.
Hey, Steve. How's it going, Steve?
If you had somewhere else to live besides Australia, would you want to go somewhere else and live? I don't know if I want to live out the country. I'm not sure. I guess I didn't travel enough to know where I would want to live. I think that's what it is. So, yes.
I mean, again, living outside the country, it's different.
Yeah.
And
culture is different. What they eat is different. Even in Australia, it's different. It tastes different. They got Kentucky Fried Chicken. The chicken all right, but then they got crunchy coleslaw. When they said crunchy crow, I knew there was a problem with that. I But
I can
I'm
remember I went to Beijing and went
uh,
someplace, went to a restaurant and asked for orange juice.
oh
It
Lord,
came
look
out hot.
at
And again, I mean, again, I'm assuming I was pointing at orange. I didn't, because I couldn't communicate. I didn't know the language. They didn't speak English. And it was a breakfast with an orange drink. I
uh-huh,
assumed it was orange juice. It came
uh-huh,
out like coffee.
uh-huh.
I took a sip, and I mean, again, not knowing what I was drinking, it's like I can't even drink it. But yeah, no, food is different places, and
Oh, and then you got to be really careful because you don't know what the hygiene, the hand washing and all that stuff.
yeah, no, I mean, again,
When you go out into where the locals stay.
but I'm like that here though. I mean, that's everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. So I know when I went to visit my son, they like, I don't know who habit that was, but they will leave the food out on the stove all night.
Yeah.
And then I said, I'm not eating that. My stomach won't be able to take. I don't know where that came from.
Heather wants you to ask that question again. As far I'm probably the one about if she would live someplace else other than
Oh,
Australia.
Heather, where would you like to live if it wasn't Australia? Where do you think that you would love? Anybody out there? Any place different than what you live or what country you thought about? Because I still think it would be the USA for me. Just more. I don't want to live like in a big city. I want to live somewhere.
Well, Betty, you can't live in the United States anymore. Where would you want to go?
Oh, I don't know. I have to think about that one. I have to think about that one.
For me, it's just warm weather and the beach. I mean, Australia. Everything in Australia wants to kill you, though.
Yeah.
All the animals, the spiders. It's like, that's not a spider. That's a cat. No, that's a spider. No, that's not a spider. It's a cat.
But honestly, I want somewhere where I can see all the different seasons. I don't want it to get too cold, and that would be Central Florida, really.
Yeah.
Where you can see the changing of the leaves and springtime comes. Huh?
No, thank you.
Yeah, I want to see the changes. In Florida, it's just hot. And that's
I want Christmas Day to be 80 degrees.
Well, they ain't gonna be that in Central Florida. You'll get that down there in Miami them way.
Yep.
And here really where I'm at. But Stormy, they say Florida.
Florida. If I had D says they just taste you. Yeah, taste test. I'm afraid I might taste too good, D. I don't know, man. I was a little nervous about Australia, just going to the beaches and the squids, and I mean the jellyfish, the box jellyfish, and the sharks, and it was like everything.
Did you see anything?
Huh?
Did you see anything?
No. I was in the city. They don't have that in the city, but the stories I read, but none of that. I didn't see anything. Really, literally nothing.
Talking about I live in Florida, maybe New York City during the summer. I was so normal in New York City. I think I would like living in New York City, though. I know I said that I don't want to be.
Yeah, too cold, too busy.
Yeah, it is cold.
Steve, is the Dominican Republic. Yeah. See, he's like me. I mean, simple life, less stress. Warm weather, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But my sister, she on here. I'm too scared to ask her because she tired.
D is trying to scare me. D is trying to scare me some more, man.
What did D say? Oh, love blue ring octopus, pretty but deadly. Butter roll. She said, "What about living in South Africa? Have you been to Africa?"
Never been. That's on the list too. I'd like to go to South Africa. Never been.
Yeah,
I think that would be nice. I've never been to the continent of Africa. If I go to Egypt, that's the upper part of Africa. Mm-hmm. So I might do that, but I like to do South Africa.
Okay. I never really thought about Africa. A lot of people said that I need to, but I'm like, I really thought about going there as a vacation or to visit or as a tourist. And then I have to think about the cultures. I know I can't think too hard, but But my brother lived, him and his family lived over in Africa for a little while. What's how you say Akira? One of them. I know I'm probably not saying Accra. I think it's Accra.
Across.
They
I'm
lived
not sure.
there. Yeah, they went to move, like live, but they end up coming back. They wasn't there that long, but they went to live there. They sold everything. And somebody said Croatia. Have you
Yeah,
been to
Croatia.
Croatia?
I've never been. But again, I would love, it's kind of war torn, but those kind of areas that I'd like to go. There's so much history, like over in the Middle East. To me, I'd love to go over there. In Europe, again, from like when you're in the United States, you look at buildings from, the early 1900s. Oh, that's an old building. Wait till you go to Europe, and these buildings are from 1700s, 1800s. Man, I mean, it's a different ball game over there. Now you're talking history.
Mm-hmm. My sister said they were in Ghana, west coast of Africa. She would know. And that was the time where, did we have cell phone? All I know, if they talked to you for a minute, they just ate up all your money when they was there. I can't remember what year it was, but it was like, I don't need to talk to you again.
Oh, see, Steve is saying Africa was cheap. Rent a house for $300 a month.
Okay.
A house for two for $300 a month.
$300 a month.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Think about the low stress when you don't have to worry about, because now over here the rent is so high and everything is so high.
Mm-hmm.
Your cell phone, your cable, your rent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're working, to pay bills mostly, and it's like that's gets to be stressful.
Yeah. But then when you move to those countries, you got to have an income. Like you say, you got to be retired, or you got to have some kind of income coming in, because it's not gonna work.
Well, there's been a few people that I knew that they left here and went to different places. The Dominican,
Mm-hmm.
what was it? Who was it? African Dreaming. I think they left here and went over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's you have to have a certain mindset to want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And Stormy Day, Dee's husband said, we have a family of kangaroos just around the corner. We call them townies.
I went to Featherdale. I want to say zoo, but it was like a wildlife park or something. And I saw little baby kangaroos, and it's like, oh, this is so sweet.
Then they talk about spiders over. I didn't see no spiders.
It sounds like when you hear the story, it sounds like everything wants to kill you. But I was in Sydney, and I never saw anything. I mean, it was just like any other big city. I didn't worry about it.
Yeah, and then you're in the hotel and stuff, so that makes a difference in staying. But if you could just stay with somebody, that just makes it, I think, just so much better experience. Or you can stay in the hotel, make them comfortable at their homes, and then y'all just meet up in the car, and then they can take y'all.
Right.
Stormy Day said they're dangerous.
They are. I mean, again, the large ones.
Yeah, I heard that they're
all the wild animals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, it looks cute on TV until they attack you.
And then somebody mentioned about the UK too. I thought about the UK just visiting.
I went to London. I've been to London. I'm a Detroit Lions fan, football, and I went over to see that. And you see a lot of history there, and transportation was nice. Very expensive.
That's what I was going to ask about the cost.
To me, it was very, when I went, it was very expensive. And Australia wasn't. I mean, our money went a lot further over in Australia than it did in the UK.
So long as you don't buy like an American product or anything.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Their soda's like a Coca-Cola. I forgot how much it was. But
yes. I'm sorry. I'm fat and I like soda. I mean, it was like a bottle of soda was like $4 or $5. I thought it was like well, where I was at. No, I went to like a local convenience store. It's like, do
All
you
of
tax
them.
this because
All
it's
of
bad
them.
for you?
Because at that time when I drink, so I just wanted something that tastes like home. And I seen that price. I was like, anything American made because it's imported.
Yeah.
Anything, it's even like us. Anything that's imported to our country depends on where it comes from, but can be more, expensive. But yeah, butter roll boutique that put a shock. That
Yeah.
put a shock on that. Oh, my sister, poor baby. Oh yeah, do y'all hear about the tropical storm? We got
No.
another one coming. Yes, it's on
So
the
this is
east. It's on my
on
sister's
the East
side
Coast.
this time, and Jamie's
Yeah.
side.
That's one reason why I haven't moved down to Florida yet. I want to go to like the Tampa Clearwater area, but just the hurricanes. So
Yep. So, and no matter where, look at California had the earthquakes and
what's everywhere.
yeah, but yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't do too bad, but yeah, it's going on, supposed to go on. And I always say supposed to go on their side, but you never know where those things are heading.
No, I mean,
So,
it always change.
yeah, so she said that because she works like a dialysis clinic. She said it closed on Thursday.
Look at D. D had a pet kangaroo.
In the late 70s, her name was Lady Thumper. She used to pick the cat up. Oh my God. My mom them used to raise bunny rabbits. In fact, they eat. And it was one where if the bunnies aren't healthy, they kick them out. And I ended up taking one of the rabbits that they kicked out. It had one ear up, one ear down. And I raised it to an adult. So my mom done put my rabbit, it was a male, in there with the female, and they never made babies. So the mama rabbit knew what she was doing. That was a messed up rabbit. I don't know what my mama did. I hope she ain't. My rabbit ain't make no babies.
Good night, Annette.
Good night. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go. But I will
keep you in my prayers, Annette. Be safe with the storms.
I know. So yeah, I'm gonna have to touch bases with Jamie too. Crafty Leo, I hope it's not coming Georgia way. I hope not. So I think it's supposed to be Wednesday or Thursday, something like that when it's supposed to hit. But we just had the time change. It's just 6 o'clock. It is like nighttime now.
It is.
With the time change, it looks late. So okay, but thank you, everybody. Anybody got any questions? Because I am getting ready.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you.
Let's see. They said Artemis is launching from Florida in a few days. Ooh, can't wait. Off to the moon. I don't know. We'll see how the weather is, D. We will see how that weather is. Okay.
I always did want to see it. I always wanted to see a rocket ship launch. Yeah. I've driven by Cape Canaveral, but I never stopped. But I was always fascinated about that. And I always wanted to see a rocket ship.
Yeah, I was a witness to the one. Remember that went up with the school teacher and it exploded.
Sally Ride.
I couldn't. When you're looking at it, you don't believe what you're seeing. And I never forget her mom's face because they were outside looking up, and her mom was like, "I know." It's like, did I see what happened? No, I didn't see. That didn't happen.
Right. That couldn't. That.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is,
that was the same look the mom had on her face. I'm like, no. And they lost all them people in that. But it's amazing when you see something and it was just unreal to see that. And you
bye, Crafty Leo.
Yeah. Okay. And everybody, thank you so much for coming. And I will see you again here next week. And don't forget Warmstrong Adventures.
Bye-bye, everybody.
If you want to find him too, he's at Instagram, the same thing, Warmstrong Adventures.
Bye, D.
Good night, everybody, and I will see you next Tuesday here at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And bye, Steve. And I will see y'all later. And again, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jennifer. Bye, Steve. Bye-bye,
D.
Betty.